Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Sistas. This is season 4, episode 17, and it's titled Some Sort of Woman. Alright, y'all, I gotta get on a better schedule because the way work is going and my other YouTube channels, I am like way off schedule with these reviews. I'm so happy that y'all is sticking with me with these goddamn reviews. P-Valley and The Chi will be out tomorrow, so if y'all watch those shows or y'all watch those reviews, look out for those 2 reviews. It's storming and the lights keep flickering, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch the shows without the power going out. So I'll just put it on my list of things to do for tomorrow. But yeah, again, y'all, I apologize for the lateness of this recap review, but here we are. All right, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. All right, y'all. So it opens up where it left off at last week with Q and Calvin. Calvin drunk out his mind, and Q asking Calvin, do he want him to, you know, tickle his back door? And Calvin like, I told you I ain't gay. He like, I told you it ain't got nothing to do with you being gay. I mean, you want me to tickle it for you to see how you like? Nah, no. And then Calvin's so drunk, he goes to the fridge and think it's his room. And then he go to Maurice. He end up going to Maurice's room instead of his own room. I'm like, how he go all the way down the hall to Maurice's room when his room was literally right there? But okay. Anyway, we next see Karen and Aaron, and they is getting it, okay? Getting it and getting it. And then here come the girls. We coming in. I don't know what's going on in there, but we coming in. Did y'all hear her in any type of distress? Okay, did y'all hear her screaming out, help, help, help? No, you didn't. Okay, so why are you just going to use your key to come into that? See, I would just take my key back altogether. I would just give my key because y'all don't know how to use it responsibly. You just can't be walking in or people like, what? No. So they like, oh my God. Ooh, he is a blessed child. He is blessed. So she like, get out. Go home. They like, no, we'll just be in the hallway. We'll wait for you or whatever. She like, no, go home. They like, no, we wait for you. So they wait for her. Aaron is like, well, I could go. No, you stay right there. So she go out in the hallway. She talked to them. She like, why is y'all here? They like, because you ain't been calling us all day. We know you went to the doctors and stuff. And she like, who told y'all? Did Pam tell you? And they like, no, we figured it out on our own. And she like, oh, okay. And they like, no, for real though, we figured it out on our own because you got a list of clients. And then Pam said you was out all day. So something must be up or whatever. So then, she was like, yeah, I did go to the doctors. And they was like, what had happened? She was like, well, we're not finna talk about this in the middle of the hallway. I need y'all to go home, go on about your business, and then I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. So they end up leaving, and then she go back in. Aaron then got dressed, child. And she like, what? And he was like, yeah, you know, your friends, they was worried about you. Yeah, just worried about me just pop in whenever they want to. Okay, well, let's get ready to, wait a minute, why you got all your clothes on? Because, you know, I don't think. She like, oh Lord, let's not do this, not this. And he like, well, I don't know what's going on because you just like a ball of confusion. Like, I don't understand. Like, we shouldn't do this. Like, I'm gonna give you some time to think about stuff. And I don't want this to cloud your judgment because one minute you like me, next minute you don't like me. Then we, you know, about you, wow, and stuff. And I just wanted to be right. She like, all right, we good, you know, and he like, we good, and they kiss, and then he end up leaving. Andy, child, woo, she is in her sexy lingerie, okay? Oh, I mean, she was sexy. I said, girl, where you get that outfit from? I don't know if it can fit my caboose, but where you get that outfit from, girl? Because that shit was sexy. Robin with his goofy looking ass coming in, they kiss. I do not like Robin. I'm sorry, y'all. They kiss and chat and stuff, and she thanks him for his help and whatever. And then let me tell you, Andy was looking scrumdiddlyumptious, okay? And this fool want to talk about Gary. The last thing I want to do when I see Andy looking all scrumdiddlyumptious is talk about Gary, old dry ashy ass. Like, why is we talking about Gary? You need to be talking with your tongue down her throat and down her what? Okay, not, well, you over your ex, you sure you over him, you know, cause I don't want to be no rebound and nothing, you sure, and cause that might be guilty conscience or your heart. dude, for real though, no. That time and place, and that was not the time nor the place. So she's saying, no, 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 I ain't into him or whatever like that. What you take me for? You think I'm some type of whore or whatever? He was like, no, I feel like you a woman and you real careful, deliberate, and strategic. And she was like, well, when you say it like that, he was like, I say it like that because you're a woman. She was like, I mean, yeah. And then she poured some champagne in the cup and then had him drinking and tell him to, like, you know, follow the leader and let's get this thing popping. And so they start kissing and then they get the bow chicky wow wow and child. Over on the other side of town, I don't even know how far, but Gary looking at his telescope. He got the telescope on Andy's freaking apartment. So no, he ain't got no bugs and wires and all that other stuff, but he got a big ass telescope where he is looking directly into her freaking apartment, child, getting all the information, okay? All of the information. And seeing what's going on. So he basically watching them bow chicky wow wow or whatever. So Jake come in, he like, oh, Jake, I thought you had left. Why you still here, man? And Jake like, well, you know, I ain't know nobody else was here. I'm just checking on you. Man, just go, man, just go. He was like, all right, man, why don't you? Oh, man, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. Come back. Look, I'm just stressed out. You ever do something stupid for a woman, you know, and wonder why? He like, how much time you got? He was like, look. Oh my God. He was like, all right, you want to drink or something? Yeah, I want to drink. He was like, you know, is this about your ex-wife? My ex-wife. I forgot I had one of them. No. This is about Andy. I mean, I bought her a $3.5 million apartment. I said, God damn. And then here go Jake. Okay, that ain't normal, my nigga. Like, they ain't even together. It's just like, oh my God. So then he like, all right. So he like, see, that's why I like you, Jake, because you just all calm and stuff. He was like, man, with all the money you make, I mean, that don't surprise me or nothing like that. And he like, look, but you know, I bought her that apartment, and right now she over there having sex with dude in that apartment. He like, what? How you know? He like, man, I just know or whatever. I just know or whatever. He like, you know what? I'm chill. I'm good. I gotta go handle something. Look, I'm good. All right. He was like, all right, whatever. He was like, Jake, you close out. I'm going. So then Jake nosy ass, he go over there to the telescope. He was like, oh shit, he is giving her back shots. That ain't right. And then Jake go up and leave. We see Maurice, and Maurice ends up coming home. He like, well, where is Q at? Because Q ain't on the couch no more. So then he ends up going to his room, and then Q is on his bed with Calvin laid across his lap. But Calvin ended up getting sick. I guess I was trying to figure out why Q was naked, but I'm assuming maybe Calvin threw up on his clothes, so he took his clothes off or whatever, and then just had Calvin lay across him on the bed to throw up in the trash cans or whatever like that. The way Maurice walked into the room and was like, oh my God, it made it seem like they was bow chicky wow wowing, but they really wasn't. They wasn't doing nothing, child. Calvin was just drunk, and then Q took care of him or whatever. At the salon the next day, the girls is waiting outside the salon for Karen, and Karen roll up or whatever, and she's just looking like, why is y'all here? Like, first y'all pop up in my apartment, now y'all popping up at the job. Like, why is y'all here? And they was like, well, we here to talk. Let's talk about it or whatever. They end up going inside. And so they was like, okay, so you went to the doctor? She was like, yes, I went to the doctor. They was like, okay, and what did the doctor say? Like, what's going on? What's popping? What's percolating? And she was like, I'm barely 4 weeks. And so Danny was like, so if my math is mathing, like that. So she don't say it because they try to hush Danny up. You know how they do with Danny child. And so then Bree was like, well, that's about the same time that you and Zach and the pastor was, you know, bow chicky wow. So she was like, yes. And so she was like, Danny was like, you don't know who the father is. What kind of Maury Poe bitch is going on here? And so they was like, Danny, be quiet. So she don't know who that is. But then she, after she left the doctor's office, didn't she go to see Andy? Or am I confusing that? Because then she go see Andy at work and tell Andy that she didn't know who the father of the baby was or whatever. So maybe it wasn't confirmed at that point. I don't know. Because Andy was acting like she ain't know. Like she was surprised that Karen ain't know who the baby daddy was. But I was like, did she go see your job and tell you the same thing? But, child, who is me? But anyway, of course, they try to hush Danny up. Danny dropping some tea. Some knowledge. She like, well, that's a good thing, because that mean like it might not be Zach baby and you can move on, because he done moved on with Fatima. They like, no, now was not the time, Danny. I'm like, this is the perfect time, because she need to get out her head with Zach, let you love him and stuff like that, but y'all not getting back together. Y'all not good for each other. Y'all toxic together. Like, no, like he good with Fatima. You, cause they match energy, they match vibes, they match goals, or I shouldn't even say match goals, cause she helping him reach his potential and stuff like that. So without her, would he still be trying to reach his goals? I don't know. But either way, they working and growing together, basically. Okay. And that's how it should be. And with Karen and him, they really was butting heads. He was cheating. He was trying to prove himself to be a man. And she was making him feel like he wasn't a man and all that other stuff. So it just wasn't right. It was just toxic. It was a whole lot of going on or whatever. They had good moments and stuff, but they also had bad moments or whatever. So she need to really move on. Like, he wasted 3 years of your life, girl. Move on. He gave you STDs. He cheated on you several times. Like, it's time to let it go. Okay? Let it go. And you think because he got a child, he gonna be with you and he gonna be like this miraculous dad. Okay, yeah, he gonna give you child support for the child or help with the child or whatever. He gonna be there for his child, but he not gonna be there for you. Wake up, Karen. So that's what Danny basically tried to tell her, and she not listening. And she like, well, Danny like, well, you could go on with the pastor, man, because like he like you, you like him. And they was like, and she was like, well, I don't know, because I feel like I'm losing him. Like, I like him, but I don't know, like he not Zach or whatever. They was like, well, what was last night then? And she was like, well, I just wanted to screw, like I wanted him to F me or whatever like that. Is that a sin? Or like that's wrong or whatever? And they was like, no, but you can't be playing with his emotions and yada yada yada. And so then she was like, so then Danny was like, you got time. Like, you trying to put all this pressure on yourself, and you really got time. Like, you got 9 months. Here go Andy. It's a baby on the way. I'm like, girl, she 4 weeks. Okay, her baby is barely a dang thimble. Like, the baby ain't, the baby a seed bead. Okay, like, come on, girl. The baby ain't, look, child, stop. Okay, the fetus ain't even grown into, it ain't got no features. Okay, so it's okay. So Danny was like, well, she got 9 months. And like, you can put all these pieces together like a cute little puzzle and figure out your life. Like, you don't have to rush. Like, you don't have to put all this pressure on yourself. Like, you need the answers right now. And so they was like, oh, okay, that's real profound. Okay. I said, y'all need to stop sleeping on Danny. Danny be coming up with some good shit. Now, she do be saying some dumb shit too, but she be coming up with some good shit. So then they finally listened to her, and Danny was like, look, my job here is done. I'm peacing out or whatever. They leave Bree and no, I'm sorry. But before Danny leaves, she was like, okay, Karen gonna be okay, and then Bree is seeing the prince. And she was like, Danny, didn't I tell you not to say nothing? And she was like, you told me not to say nothing last night. Okay, this is a brand new debut. And Andy all excited, oh my God, you're seeing the prince. Tell me more information. She was like, I'll tell you tonight. So, but not right now, okay? And so then Danny and Bree leave out. Pam comes in, and then she says hello to the girls and stuff like that. Andy is double checking on Karen, making sure she okay. Pam was like, I'm okay, girl. Just a little traffic. She was like, I was talking to Karen. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. And so anyway, she double checks to make sure she all right, and then she ends up leaving. Pam was being nice to Karen and stuff and making sure that she was eating and drinking water and stuff. And she was like, well, what you think you my mama? She was like, girl, I ain't way too sexy to be somebody's mama. Now, God mama, okay. I was cracking up. But she gave her like some breakfast and stuff like that. And, just making sure she gonna stay healthy. Back at the office, Andy's office or whatever, we say hey, and he bouncing around the office like he own it and stuff. And he want to figure out how Andy got Fatima out of jail. And he was like, no, that just wasn't no judge call. That was a high level call, like what you do or whatever. And she like, I just want to keep you in suspense. So then he ends up about to leave, and here come Robin with his goofy ass like, oh, hey, that's a sexy suit you got on. I like that suit or whatever. And he is real uncomfortable. So then he ends up leaving out the room or whatever. And so she was like, well, what was that all about? And Robin was like, well, I told him I was gay. She was like, oh my God, why would you do that? I was like, that's not funny, because Hayden could actually say that Robin is sexually harassing him, and that could get Robin in trouble. I mean, even though he is the boss, but bosses can get in trouble, and Hayden can file a lawsuit. He can go down to HR and file a lawsuit. Well, not go to HR and file a lawsuit, but he can go down to HR and file harassment charges, and then he can bring a lawsuit to Robin. So, if you playing gay and you flirting with Hayden, that's still a form of sexual harassment. So, what is we doing? But anyway, Robin swear he about to ruin Hayden's life and stuff like that. So then they go outside in the hallway, and then like the old bosses, B and J, they out there. B and J out there, and they announced that they retiring and stuff like that, and then they announced that Robin is now the owner and stuff. So Hayden looking shook, like, well, damn, he the owner, like, what's up with that? Like, why would he lie or whatever? So then he makes this little speech saying like he the owner, and once he find his office, y'all can come talk to me, yada yada yada. Everybody, well, not everybody, I should just say Andy and Hayden congratulate him, because everybody else was just like, all right, well, let's just go on back to pretending like we work here. So they did all that. And then Hayden congratulates Robin, and he was like, and Robin was like, well, maybe we need to talk about all that stuff you talked about last night. And he was like, oh, we do? And he was like, yeah. So he was like, okay, congrats again. And so then Robin was like, well, this is going to be fun. And Hayden was like, this is going to be fun. So then he goes to his office. Robin goes back into Andy's office. She claps for him and stuff. And then they talk about Hayden and how it's going to be fun playing with him and stuff like that. And then Robin, well, no, Andy invited Robin over not tonight, at her house to, chat and do a little more bow chickie wow wowing. And he was like, well, he about to fly out to New York so she can come with him. And she was like, no, I got a lot of stuff to do and everything like that. So, maybe next time or whatever. And then so, they dispersed and stuff like that. So, she ends up calling Fatima and telling Fatima like she can go down there to see Zach because she got visitations and stuff like that. Fatima run out the house, child. Hayden ends up calling Gary. And this scene was so funny to me. Because Hayden called Gary up and Hayden tells Gary what had happened. He was like, no, this man, he ain't telling the truth about himself. Like, this nigga done bought the company. He was like, wait, what? He brought the law firm? He was like, yeah, whatever. So Gary was like, so he moving here? He was like, I don't know, man. I guess so. I don't know. And so Gary was like, huh. So he was like, but you ain't got to worry about him and Andy. And he was like, why not? He was like, cause he gay. He was like, what? Yeah, he was flirting with me, man. The way he was flirting with me made me uncomfortable with all that. So Gary was like, how soon, like, what happened last night? He was like, well, I told him that, I asked him straight up, like, you and Andy smashing and stuff? And he was like, no. And then he was like, and how soon after did he tell you he was gay? I mean, like, right after, you know what I mean? He was like, I'm getting off the phone with you, man, because ain't you a lawyer? Like, you a lawyer. Like, obviously the man lying to you. He lying to you or whatever like that. He was like, no, man, I don't know, because the way he was flirting with me and stuff like that, it made me uncomfortable. He was like, bye, I gotta get off. He was like, so you think he was lying? You think he ain't gay? He was like, look man. He was like, you think he's smashing? Gary just threw the phone down. I was cracking up. I said, because they is dumb as fuck. Like, really, sir? Anyway, we see Fatima. She goes down there to see Zach. Zach got a whole attitude because Andy got to be in the room because Andy is the lawyer. Even though she is a divorce attorney, she down there doing criminal type stuff. I'm like, girl. So Zach and Fatima, they flirting with each other and stuff like that. Andy feeling real uncomfortable. And then he like, well, I got bail, so when am I getting bail? So she was like, well, we working on it. And he was like, what you mean we? She was like, well, I got a friend, Robin. He's a lawyer. He's trying to get you out, but it's not looking too good or whatever. And it's not really in your favor. And then this other judge comes in. But before she did all that, she tried to tell them, like, y'all professionals, y'all shouldn't be taking it to the street because I'm very street. They was like, street? Like Beverly Hills Street? Like, what kind of street? I'm Universal Street, like streets. I said, Andy, girl, stop. You, the only street, you just driving on the street. Okay, that's it, boo. That's it. But she was just telling them pick and choose their battles or whatever. And she was like, Hayden is winning. Like, because look at both of y'all locked up or whatever like that. And then he can sue y'all. And here goes that. Sue? He can sue for what? For assault, my nigga. Like, hello. So they tell him that he all getting all scared and stuff like that. But anyway, this lawyer come in And Andy know him, so she's saying hello and stuff like that. And he like, well, you representing him? And she was like, well, I'm just filling in. He was like, oh, okay, because this is a far reach from divorce attorney or whatever like that. And she was like, I'm just saying. And so he was like, well, I talked to his probation officer. And so Zach like, I ain't got no probation officer. I'm off probation order. He's like, no, you was put back on probation once you failed to pay child support. So Andy like, child support? What? Because remember, they ain't know. So now, of course, you're going to take this tea back to the girls. So, the dude was like, so you not getting no bail or whatever like that. I guess he was saying like non-payment for child support, and then it sounded like they reversed it back to when the child was born or whatever. So it like added more probation. I think that's what he said or whatever. But at any rate, he was telling Zach he not getting no bail, and then the minimum, because of the assault and all the other stuff, the minimum time they looking for is 10 to 15 years. I said, ooh, child. And Zach, of course, is going off. Y'all know he ain't gonna get no 10 to 15 years. Hayden going to probably drop the charges because he don't want to lose his job. Y'all know they going to probably blackmail him and all this other nonsense and stuff like that. And then Zach and Fatima going to live happily ever after. But, child, I'm here for some drama. So if Zach going to go to jail, let him go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because, I like a little drama and stuff like that. And he did the crime, so he got to do the time. But Hayden is a punk, so he should go to jail too. And I don't know. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments. I am going to try my very best to watch tomorrow's episode on Thursday. Well, I gotta see when it pop up on Philo, because I don't know if it pop up later on that night. Maybe it pop up right after midnight, and I doubt I'll be up. But if it pop up, it'll pop up. If not, I'll just watch it on Thursday and try to get it to y'all by Friday. But I definitely will have P-Valley and the Shy review up tomorrow. All right, y'all. Again, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you ended up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.